Subtracting decimals. So there are 3 steps in order to subtract decimals. The first one is to line up the decimal numbers according to place values. So your ones place, your tenths, hundredths, thousands, and so forth. Okay, they should all be stacked on top of each other. Step 2, you're going to place zeros in the empty spaces after the decimal. So everything lines up nice and neat. You're going to subtract vertically and bring down the decimal point. In some of these examples, you might have to borrow, so keep that in mind as well. So for the first one, I'm going to write my first number, which is 18.98, okay, and I'm going to line up my place values. So my second number starts with the 6. That's in the ones place. The ones place in my first number is 8, so the 6 is going to go right under the 8, and then the decimals line up, and then I have 2 in the tenths place, 7 in the hundredths. So everything lines up nice and neat. I don't have to add any zeros. Now I'm going to subtract down. So 8 minus 7 gives me 1. 9 minus 2, 7. Bring down my decimal. 8 minus 6 is 2. And then 1 minus nothing is 1. Second example, I'm going to write my first number again. So 74.8. Subtracting 35.12. 3 is in the tens place, so I need to put that in the tens place on my first number. So 7 is in the tens place, so 3 goes right underneath. 5 is in the ones place. My decimals line up. 1's in the tens place, 2 is in the hundredths. Okay. Now my first number, I don't have anything in the hundredths place, so I'm going to annex my 0, so everything lines up. So hundredths, tenths, ones, and then tens. Now I'm going to subtract. 0 minus 2 I cannot do, so I'm going to borrow from the 8. 8 becomes 7. Now I'm borrowing 10, so this 0 becomes 10. So then I do 10 minus 2, 8. 7 minus 1, 6. Bring down my decimal. 4 minus 5 I can't do because 5 is bigger than 4. So I'm going to borrow from 7. 7 becomes 6. The 4 becomes 14. Now I can subtract. 14 minus 5, 9. 6 minus 3, 3. So I get 39.68. This third example, I have 98.128, or 26, sorry. So I'm going to write my first number. My second number is 42.7. So 4 is in the tens place, so that'll go below the 9. 2, my decimal point, and 7 is in the tenths place. I don't have anything in the hundredths or thousandths, so I'm going to put 2 zeros there. Now I'm going to subtract. 6 minus 0 gives me 6. 2 minus 0, 2. 1 minus 7 I can't do, so I'm going to borrow. The 8 becomes 7. The 1 becomes 10 because again you're adding, or sorry, the 1 becomes 11 because you're adding 10 to it. 11 minus 7 gives you 4. Bring down my decimal. 7 minus 2, 5. 9 minus 4 is 5.
Students, please listen to this announcement. It's very important.
So now this last example, I'm going to write my first number, so 65.07. My second number, my 2 is in the tens place, so 2 comes first. 3 is in the ones, decimal, 6, 8. I don't have any spaces, so I'm going to subtract. 7 minus 8 I can't do. I can't borrow from 0, so I have to borrow from the 5. The 5 becomes 4. This 0 becomes 10. But I'm going to borrow from that 10, so it becomes 9. 7 becomes 17. 17 minus 8 is 9. 9 minus 6, 3. Bring down my decimal. 4 minus 3, 1. 6 minus 2 is 4. So 41.39.